On today's episode of the Carolina Sports Guy, we're going to dive in and look at the 2021 NBA Draft. How did those Charlotte Hornets fare, folks? Before we get into today's content, make sure you subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. Pound that like button. Leave me some comments. I promise I'll get back to you. I love the dialogue. And hit that bell notification to be notified of future content like what you see in today's video on the Hornets, Carolina Panthers, Carolina Hurricanes, and major college sports in both North and South Carolina. Okay, folks, I think the verdict is in. We finally have a general manager. And I think finally all this talk of Michael Jordan being a terrible owner, I think he just really needed the right people in place. Rich Cho, maybe he was lucky in Portland, didn't do a good job in Charlotte. But I like the moves that Mitch Kupchak's making. And before the draft began, there's a couple of little inside things. They say that LaMelo's brother, LiAngelo Ball, might be joining the Hornets in the Summer League in Vegas. And, the one thing I've had to say about it the whole time is, if LiAngelo is so good, how come he didn't make Detroit's roster last year? It wasn't like they were packed. Or why didn't someone else pick him up? And there may be reasons of that. Now, it's worth to kick the tires on and look at. As a matter of fact, if we can sign him and he plays and can develop here. I remember a time when Steph Curry's younger brother, Steph Curry, bounced around the league. Nobody wanted him. And then he finally finds a little role and starts playing, becoming a contributor on a team. If LiAngelo can find a spot for the Hornets and we can make him happy, it's going to give LaMelo a chance that maybe he wants to stay in Charlotte long term. But I think one of the biggest things that happened, we ended up trading up 20 spots to Detroit. And they dumped Mason Plumlee in our lap. And hey, folks, Mason Plumlee probably has a little bit more upside than Cody Zeller. I know Zeller's game to a point is better, but Mason Plumlee might be really what we need. It's not just a pick and roll game that we had from Zeller. So I think you can say bye-bye to Zeller. I think he's gone. Mason Plumlee comes in. We got him a couple years, a decent contract we're picking up from him. And I thought that was a steal. And then actually moving up 20 spots, we give up like the 57th pick in the second round, and we pick up the 37th pick. Overall, I shouldn't say second round, but both of them are second round picks. So we move up 20 spots. And now in the draft itself, I was crossing my fingers, a couple players I wanted. We get to pick number 11. And, it's a lot of people didn't like the pick. I loved it. James Bouknight, the shooting guard from UConn. Hey, UConn, we've had Emeka Okafor. We've had Kemba Walker. We've had some pretty good success drafting players out of UConn. I thought it was a pretty good signing. You put LaMelo Ball with Bouknight, probably have a really good tandem. It's going to open the things up, especially Plumlee down low now. I think it's really going to help us a lot. With Bouknight coming in, Malik Monk's probably gone. And, I kind of want him to come back. But if Bouknight can develop quickly and can be everything that Monk's not, I think, that's an edge to us in that situation. The main thing I see now is, can we get Devontae Graham being that other guard that would come in and play? We need to really sign him. I think that becomes important. And don't forget, we still have Terry Rozier. Whether we trade him and get something for him or we keep him around this year. So I think we're looking pretty good at the guard position. Then we get Kai Jones from Texas. And this was a situation where we traded a future first-round pick to the Knicks for pick number 19. Kai Jones was on the board. A lot of people even had us taking Jones earlier. He was going in the top 13 picks, 12, 13 picks, and we get him at number 19. And, playing that wing forward, playing out there on the wing, I just think it's a great pick for us. Develop him, let him get stronger. Can't go wrong. And the fact that it's lottery protected. So if we end up struggling again this year for whatever reason because of injuries, we don't have to give up our lottery pick. So the way it's going to be the next few years is we don't have to end up giving everything away to the end. If 4 years out we're still in the lottery, we only have to give up 2 second-round picks. So we really kind of, in my opinion, fleeced the Knicks. Because if we end up let's say we end up in the playoffs next year and pick number 18, that's a fine trade-off if Kai Jones works out for us. Second round, with that pick that we got from Detroit for Mason Plumlee, we take J.T. Thor, power forward from Auburn. Let him get stronger, develop. We might have a player on our hand. Hey, look, last year we got Jalen Daniels from San Diego State, and he had some trouble, some issues. I didn't really care for the pick. But by the time the end of the year rolled around with his playing time, I was impressed, him and Vernon Carey. So if J.T. Thor can be like those guys and hit, we're doing really well. And then, of course, we picked up shooting guard Scotty Lewis from Florida. Nothing wrong with having a little bit of depth. We don't know if he'll make the team, but you never know. With some of the guys we got on the bench, we could see this guy coming up and playing well. Anyway, folks, we're getting ready to hit free agency. I think he can wave goodbye, like I said, to Monk and Zeller, Biombo, because of bringing J.T. Thor in, Kai Jones. I think he can wave Biombo goodbye. I really do think the one guy we need to probably bring back is Devontae Graham. That's important. And probably get another role player here or there. But what do you guys think? Did you like the Hornets draft? Did you think there was a particular player we should have focused on? Leave me some comments. Pound that like button. Hit that bell notification to be notified of future content like in today's video. And by all means, folks, subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. And we will see you the next time on another edition of Carolina Sports Guy.